Hey y'all, so this is your like quick base makeup tutorial. Nothing crazy, just if you need a general idea of the steps in order to do your face makeup, this is this. And I'll post a separate video for the specific eye looks. This one's just a general basis on how to do your base makeup and do like the minimum. So this step will include your primer, your foundation, your concealer, your setting powder, your highlighter, your blush, your contour. And yeah, I think that's about it. So first things first, we're gonna prime and then we're gonna move on to our foundation. Okay, I look very shiny, but I just primed. I used the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. Now I'm gonna use my foundation. Try to get one that is as like sweat proof as possible. I use Morphe, and sometimes I mix it with a little bit of a darker shade with CoverGirl, but it depends. So I take this, pump it on the back of my hand, about 2 pumps, and then I use a damp beauty blender, so like run it under water so it gets puffy, and I dab it. I think this is a lot actually, and then just go ahead and start blending it out onto my face like so. Okay, I know I look ghastly, but it gets better once I do more makeup. Also, when you do your foundation, make sure you blend down to your neck and a little bit onto your ears, just so the shade is spread throughout and there's no like harsh lines like on your jaw where your foundation ends, or harsh lines right before your ear would end. So I blend a little bit onto my lobes, like my tragus area, and then like halfway down my neck. And sorry, I didn't, it's not my shade. Next up, also, if you need to do your eyebrows before you do your face makeup, that's totally okay. I just personally have enough eyebrows to stand out before I do my makeup. Like, it's okay. Now I'm going to take my concealer. I'm going to go under my eyes. And then I'm going to go down my nose, forehead, above my mouth, and then give myself a little beard. And then if I have any prominent blemishes, I put them there too, but that's completely optional and depends on your acne or whatever. After we're done brightening our face with that concealer, we're gonna go in with some bronzer, contour kind of situation. I use this e.l.f. palette for mine, and the shape you're gonna do, you're gonna take it and then you're gonna go on your temples. We're gonna do this 3 methods, so it's gonna be your temples, and then you're gonna blend down right on your cheekbone like this, and then obviously I'll add more to this, but this is just a basis, and then your jawline where the shadow is. Sorry, I have a really fussy cat, but yeah. And then I also go up my forehead a little bit because it helps with the shadows to make your forehead look a little bit smaller. And yeah, so we're gonna blend this out, and then we're gonna go down. I go right on my cheekbone so it doesn't like snatch it the wrong way, I don't know. And then down the jawline. And since we are in Guard and stuff, and that's what this is kind of for, you're gonna want darker bronzer, because I'm sorry, I know my lighting is kind of weird right now, but you were gonna want a darker bronzer because you want people like hundreds of feet away to see it up in a box. So try to make it as bold as you can without making it look like messy or wrong, if that makes sense. So just make sure it's all blended nicely, but you can still tell it's there. Like, I blend mine out a little bit with a beauty sponge if I need to, just to make it a little less harsh, but it's okay if it is a little bit harsh. Also, everybody's free to do their makeup their own way. You don't have to follow this exactly. And like, if you want to use a liquid bronzer, if you know how to, then feel free to. But liquid bronzers and liquid blushes and liquid highlighters all have a little bit different steps than what it is compared to powder products. That's why I'm just using powder, because that's an easy, friendly method. Anyways, so I'm gonna go on with the blush. So with blush, you don't want it to be too pink and too vibrant. I use kind of like a nudier peachy blush. Yeah, a blush brush, and then I don't do the smile and on the apple of the cheeks. I take it and I go up at a slant. Depending on your face shape is what you would want to do. Some people with their face shape look better with it on the apples of their cheeks. People who want a more snatched kind of look which is kind of what I go for, would want to do it on this diagonal, kind of following right above that contour or bronzer you have. Again, this is just for color in the face. It's not anything crazy. So after this is when I usually do, my setting powder, because with highlighter I like it to be on the very top so that shimmer doesn't go anywhere. I use a translucent one, and then get a fluffy brush, and this is what you'll need. You just need to dip it in here, dab it off, and then just all over your face. Go in with this powder to make sure all this makeup is set in place and will not move throughout the day. Make sure you have the foundation on your neck and your ears. And just all over your face with this. Also, I don't just do the brush. If I have a powder puff, so I use it and I go under my eyes. But this step is totally optional. Like, you don't need to do this. This is just for more precise stuff for I like to do. I go under my eyes with this, and I kind of go like down my jawline and like a little bit around my mouth. And sometimes my forehead, if my forehead is just a little oily. And the last thing I do for my base makeup would be my highlighter. I use it out of a palette, but I suggest getting a little single one. It's a lot easier to transport. And I go right on my upper cheekbone and just line there. And I use my fan brush for this. And yeah, I really like highlighter, so I kind of go a little bit crazy. And then I go down my nose with it. And then I also take some above my lip, like so. And yeah, this is the base makeup look. Also, make sure you set your face. I have the Power Grip setting spray as well, but make sure you set your face, please, after you do your base and after you do your eyes, or whatever order you do them, eyes or base or eyes. Please set your face. I suggest setting it twice at least to make sure that it does not move, because these days get sweaty, they get hot, there's tear shed even if you don't think there's going to be tear shed. So make sure you got what you need. Okay, bye bye.